Does everybody know where the one down here is? Have you guys seen it?
Nope.
It is just down this hall and right around the corner. Walk down the hall and turn and look right past the trophy cabinet. You guys know where the trophy cabinet is? Right when you get past it, turn and look behind you, and you'll see it. It's on the right there if you're coming from this way. If you're coming this way, you can see it coming down the hall. But it lives in a little box there, and this one has a little black bag because the trainer takes it with her. So if you guys are ever having your ROTC practice out on the track, and there's other sports going on, this AED is probably not in the box where it belongs. It's probably with the trainer. So if you need it, if one of your teachers says go get the AED, you're gonna get the one outside the health room, which is upstairs. You guys know where the health room is? Yeah. So you'll get the one outside the health room, or you'll get the one that's all the way down on the other end by Miss Farmer. You know where Miss Farmer's room is? There's one right outside her door too, right by you get to the door. And then there'll be one up upstairs later. But anyway, so that's where they're located here in this building. A lot of places have them too, like the mall, or a lot of churches have them. So just kind of look around and it's kind of a habit I have that when I go somewhere, if I'm in a big crowd or a gym or something, I always kind of scan and look and see, because I do know how to do CPR and I do know how to use this. So I want to be able to help somebody if there's an emergency. Now that hasn't ever happened to me out in public before, but I always just like to know what's going on. So anyway, first thing you do when you see somebody laying here and you're not sure what's going on, is you want to look around and say to yourself, what could have happened that made this person lay here? Was there an electrical power line down? Are they being shocked by something? Did a snake bite them? There's nothing, I don't see anything, maybe they just had a heart attack, I don't know. So you want to look around and make sure it's safe for you to be near them. If they're in an unsafe area, like right by the side of the road, you need to kind of make an assessment. Is it safer for me to possibly move them? Because sometimes if somebody, you don't know why they're laying down, they could have had an injury and it's not safe to move them. But you have to assess, are they going to maybe get hit by a car and then be way worse off than if I just move them out of the way a little bit to see what's going on. So these are judgments, calls that you have to make right in the situation, and you just make your best judgment. That's all you can do, is whatever you think is right in the moment, because you'll be kind of nervous and panicked. But anyway, so then you say, are you okay? Are you okay? He's not okay. He's not talking to you. He's not responding. One thing we talked about before in the other class was you can do what's called a sternal rub. It's another way you can assess if somebody is okay or not okay. Maybe you're trying to feel a pulse and you're like, oh, I don't know, do I feel one? I don't know. You can do this as well and rub them, and you rub them hard, really hard with your knuckles, and it hurts.
Right on that hard part of your chest, right?
On your sternum, yeah, and you say, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? And if they're not okay, then you say, can somebody call 911? So you say, you quit videoing me and call 911, or whatever. Are you videoing me? You are? Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Well, you can keep videoing me, but I'm just using you as an example. So that's what a lot of people do these days. They take out their phone and they take a video of everything. So you want to say, call 911. And then the next thing you do after you've told somebody to call 911, and what I would do is I would make eye contact with someone and say, do you have a phone? Call 911, because everybody else might be panicking too. So you want to make sure that you've made contact with one person that is, yes, I'm going to do it. Because if you just say, call 911, maybe everybody's like, oh, well, he's probably calling. So just make sure that you know somebody is doing it. Then you want to look in their mouth and see if you see anything. Oh, no, you want to go get the AED too. Go get the AED. Call 911, go get the AED. So you're waiting on the AED. Things you can do is you can look and see if you see anything in their mouth. Did they choke? They have something in there that you can easily get out of the way that might be blocking their airway. What you need to do. Then the AED arrives, and you're going to pull her out here. And it might look a little different than this, but every single one of them, when you turn it on, is going to talk to you and tell you what to do. So, and there's pictures to go with it as well. So we will listen to what it says.
You guys come in here a little bit closer. Leave the chairs there. I'll just stand around.
So once you open it up, you want to first thing you want to do is turn it on. If the person, you open up their chest and it looks like this, and he's like a he can take the patches like this because he doesn't have any hair. If he's hairy, there's a little razor in all these kits. The patches won't work to shock somebody if they're not stuck to their skin. So you want to take there's a little, looks like a little miniature razor. You just open it up and as quick as you can, you're just going to go and get the hair off so that we can stick the patches down. So then we're going to turn it on. And you can see here, I'll hold it up so you can see. So we turned it on. And
Unit, okay, adult pads. Stay calm. Check responsiveness. Call for
there's
help.
a picture here. He's saying,
Stay calm. Check responsiveness. Call for help.
so it's a call for help. Tell somebody to call the
Open
ambulance.
airway.
Check his airway.
Check breathing. Give 2 breaths. Attach deferred pads to patient's bare chest.
Okay, now it's not going to tell us anything more because it doesn't know that we're not having an emergency. So you would then want to open these here, and it shows you we aren't going to open them because they're kind of expensive.
Attach deferred pads to patient's bare chest.
So you're going to open them up, and it looks like a big S. And you can see it right here too, and they're sticky on the back. So you're going to open it, you're going to peel the big sticker off, and you're going to stick them right here. And it shows you on here exactly how to do it. If you get confused, you want this one over the heart, one over the heart, and then it goes down here and like this. And then it's going to tell you, and you can see right here on the picture, once you get the pads on, it's going to know that the pads are on. It can tell when it's touching skin. And then it'll say, analyzing rhythm, stand clear of the patient. So do you see this person doing this? Because if you're doing this, are you okay? Are you okay? It's not going to be able to analyze the rhythm when you're jostling the patient or shaking them around. So they want you to not touch the patient, don't do anything, make sure no one's touching, and it's going to analyze, and then it's going to say shock advised or no shock advised, continue CPR. If you know CPR, you can continue CPR, or you can just not if you don't know it. But if you do have to shock the patient, it'll say stand clear of the patient, and that means you make sure that no one is touching the patient. No one, not even a pinky finger touching him, because if I shock him and I'm leaning like this on him and I hit the shock button, I'm going to get shocked too. And then we might have 2 patients, because then I might be laying out. It's probably not going to stop my heart, but you never know. Maybe I have a weak heart. We don't want to get shocked. We don't need extra people having problems. And so then it'll just keep going through its cycle until help arrives. And in our little kit here, we've got a face shield. If you know CPR, you put this little shield over this, put it over the patient's mouth to protect you from him and him from you.
What do we call those? Face shields and gloves? Universal precautions? Or we talked about universal precautions yesterday?
Mm-hmm. And even if he's not bleeding out his mouth or anything, you still want to do that just to protect yourself. Now, are you going to be 100% protected from every germ? No, but it's better than nothing. If you have it, you should use it. If you don't have it, you don't absolutely need it, but it's just
Precaution.
it's a precaution that if you have it, you should use it. There's also scissors in here. They're usually in every AED. If you need to, you can cut off a shirt. And a lot of times they will just cut it off so you can have a full nice view of the chest, especially if you're having to do CPR. You don't want a shirt that's migrating down while you're jostling the patient. Another thing you can ask people once you've got your patient hooked up to everything is, does anyone know CPR? If someone does, then they can come forward and help you too. So,
Okay. But some action is better than no action, right?
yes.
Person can't get any deader if they're dead, right?
Nope.
That's true.
All
I
right.
sure can't. It's very true.
So let's review. We've come in the locker room. We found Robert on the floor. We checked our area out. All right. What's our next step?
Check a consciousness.
Conscious. Hey, Robert. You okay? Robert, can you hear me? Maybe give him a stern rub. Robert's not responded to me. All right. I'm not getting anything out of Robert. What do we do next?
Check for breathing or breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Look, listen, feel.
Robert, you okay?
We're having a
doesn't-
problem, so we gotta
Call
Oh,
911.
Has to call 911.
Okay, call 911 and
Get the
AED.
And get the
get the
AED.
AED, okay? Especially if we're here at school and we know they're readily available, call 911, Joseph, call 911, Alex, go get the AED, okay? Like she said, you either make eye contact with the person if you don't know it, or call them out by name. All right, if you do know their name.
What if we
You
got
call
no-
911, you go get
what if we
AED,
got no service because we're in the locker room?
you're gonna
You
run.
run
Every
outside.
phone can call
You're gonna
911.
run outside.
You don't care how you call 911 as long
Yeah.
as you call 911.
And
Every
when you
phone
got them
call
on the phone, you're gonna say, I don't know, I had to run away from the scene because my phone wasn't working, I just need somebody here. Is there something bad wrong? Like, you say, we found him laying on the ground, I don't even know. You don't have to know anything except that you need help,
No.
and they will come.
Yep, and if we're here at school, adult spy, they're gonna summon the nurse, you can send somebody to go get the nurse. Also, do 911, do nurse, do AED, alright, and your job is to, remember what I said, we're not medical professionals, our job is to give emergency first aid. So Robert, no response, go call 911, you go get the AED, you go get the nurse, alright, AED comes, remember, when after you put that AED on, the AED tells you everything to do. Okay?
And if everybody's flipping out, like if this happened in here, people are being loud, screaming and crazy, say, be quiet, you guys, I gotta hear what's going on, because you're probably gonna be really nervous and panicked, and that's okay, because it's a scary situation, so you just wanna try and, that's why the first thing it says is stay calm, which that's easy for them to say, because it's a computer and they're not in the moment, but that is important, to try and just pay attention and remember what you need to be doing.
And the goal of this week of first aid is for you to be able to keep them alive until qualified medical aid arrives. 7 minutes. 7 minutes on
7 minutes,
average.
is that how long it takes for them to get here?
About average in the city of Wichita, about 7 minutes.
All right.
And there's that fire station right down the road.
Like 3 or 7 minutes before the brain gets shut off.
Well, if you're doing CPR, then you're perfusing for them.
You're extending that lifespan.
Yes.
And that's the goal.
They say time is brain. So the longer time you are perfusing, the longer time your brain is.
And that may be before you're dead, but immediately with blood loss to the brain, you're starting to lose.
Well, and you can get your heart beating again, but this may not have made it.
So you want to start something right away. Something is better than nothing. Can't get any better.
Aren't the AEDs like all like a one-time use? What if it happens again? If it happens, you use it.
Nope, just the pads, we have to change every time, if we use the pads on somebody. But, so like, if we shock him one time, we leave these hooked up to him and say we're waiting 7 minutes, it goes on a 2-minute cycle. So we can shock him again, we can shock him again, we can shock him again.
What if something else happened, another person, and you
Well, I guess they scream.
Robin's thing has an extra thing of pads in it. Hers has an extra thing of pads.
The pad is not replaceable.
We'll get a fresh one for next
Okay,
time,
if
but
you
if
absolutely
we had
had to,
3
then-
people laid out, we need 3 AEDs.
I was just gonna say that. What is
Yeah.
another option? More
Yeah.
than one AED in the school, right?
Yeah.
You save your favorite person.
That, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, the other one died.
You don't.
You save who has the best grades.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, you get on Synergy real quick and check the GPAs and decide,
Hey,
no.
check
Hold
their
on,
grades
guys.
first.
Big goofball.
FFA.
Any serious questions?
No, you guys are crazy.
Any good questions? Any serious questions?
So what if there's, what actually would we do if there's only one of them? And there's 3 people?
Okay. What would we do?
I don't know.
Okay, so there's 2 victims.
Breaths, like,
There's 2 victims, all right, 1 AED. Both are unconscious, both are not responding. We've secured the area, we've called for help 911, AED. What's the next thing that we do?
pick them up, put them in a car, and take them.
What's the next thing that we do?
Well, we
Check to
check
see if
for
they're-
bleeding.
Okay, no.
Oh,
Oh, check to see if they're
breathing or heart
breathing.
All right, so we got the AED hooked up to this guy, that doesn't stop us from continuing an assessment on,
on
the
the other
other
guy.
person.
Okay.
all right? And
And
what do
I
we do
would
if a
say-
person
So,
doesn't have a heartbeat?
what if there's 3 people and there's only one
Then you
of
better
us,
just
and
cry
then
about
there's
it.
only one person?
You better just
You
cry
do.
about it.
You can only do the best you can do.
Exactly.
But what I would do is if you have 2 people and one person for sure you have no pulse, that give this person the AED. I mean, the chances of 3 people being laid out with no pulse are
And the
pretty.
chances of it just
But-
you and 3 others is like really low, so.
You never know. Well, it could happen.
You gotta use your best judgment.
You gotta use your best judgment. Nobody's gonna fault you in the moment for trying to help. There's something called the Good Samaritan law that protects you from,
Yeah, see, you
From-
talked about that.
did you really?
We did.
We did? What?
When?
Like someone just falls, like, you're
Wasn't that like a
the
week ago?
person there, and then there's just two other people, they both fall down, and you're just like, oh,
It's like, wait a minute, this is.
oh.
I'm gonna go that way.
This isn't very good.
This isn't-
No, but if you can't get in trouble for, I mean, somebody could try to.
That's the
sue
essence
you
of the
or
Good
something.
Samaritan law.
You
Wait, so
can't-
that means
but-
that the Incredibles movie was fake then?
So like if you tried to save him,
Because
dying,
he tried to save the dude's
then
life.
you would be okay because you tried to save him.
Remember we talked about this with
Nothing was
consent?
wrong.
Remember we talked about this with consent? Do you necessarily, if the nurse falls down and she doesn't have a heartbeat, am I gonna be able to get consent from her?
No.
No, but I wanna try to save her life.
Right.
All right, so if I'm giving her CPR, I end up breaking all of her ribs, which is likely to happen on CPR. If I break all of her ribs, Good Samaritan laws protect me against her suing me for breaking ribs. It's designed to prevent inactive bystanders. You know, people going, oh man, nurse, you're screwed.
Yeah.
I ain't touching you,
Yeah.
you don't sue me.
Yeah, I know, you
It's
sue
used to
everybody.
prevent that.
Yes, yes. I did have, one of the doctors I worked with gave somebody CPR on the side of the road. It was a child, and she was bleeding a lot. There'd been a car accident, and she was bleeding, and she got blood all over her, the doctor did. And she ended up saving the girl, and she asked them if they would get a hepatitis test and an HIV test, so that she would know if she had been exposed to any bloodborne pathogens. The family wouldn't do it. And so she had to assume that she had been exposed to these things, because she had it in her mouth, she had it all over her.
Yep.
And so she had to take a bunch of treatments to assume that she had been exposed to HIV and hepatitis.
Why didn't
and-
she just take the tests?
Well, the doctor didn't have HIV or
Why
hepatitis.
couldn't the doctor take the tests then?
Well, she could, but there's medicine, if you've been exposed to
Oh, then they
a
can immediately
bloodborne
do it, okay.
pathogen, you can take medicine in advance to prevent you from contracting the HIV or hepatitis. There's medicine you can take to treat it in advance. So, she ended up taking the medicine, and she had, her hair fell out and all this. She was on the medicine for 6 months because the family refused, and the girl lived. She saved her life,
Wow.
and they wouldn't do a blood test. Can you
That's
believe
kinda
it?
crazy.
I know.
They
It's like you need
wouldn't
to
do a blood
reverse
test?
Good
I
Samaritan
know,
law.
Right?
They wouldn't do a blood test for someone that saved their kid?
Correct. Can you believe it?
That's
Sounds
stupid.
like
Correct.
The person
Karen.
saved your child.
Correct. Yes, it was
That's
very,
kinda crazy.
it was really, really,
Maybe they were like anti-vaxxers or something.
I don't know. But anywho,
Okay, thank you, Nurse Scott.
that was a little off topic.
Eat what?
There is food in there.
Food?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Nerf dart in the airway.
All right, you wanna see him? You wanna see him? All right. All right, everybody, so I'm just chilling. I'm eating my lunch, right?
I'll do it.
I'm eating my lunch. I'm eating my lunch. I'm eating a cinnamon roll right now. all
He's
right?
eating a Nerf dart.
Eating a Nerf dart. Now I'm like,
Are you okay? Are you choking?
Are you choking?
He's not
Get it out.
Are you good?
No, he's not good.
No, play it with the noise.
Oh my gosh, they're winning.
Oh, that's one of the advanced.
Don't you know to not eat Nerf darts?
I know. Don't forget, hey, we talked about this in last class. Some people are putting the flat part of they're putting this big surface area right there. All right, it's like poking yourself with a pin and then turning, you poke yourself with a pin that hurts, but if you turn that pin over and poke yourself, all right, it doesn't hurt because it's a bigger surface area. Same thing applies to this. You want the smallest surface area to be right above that navel. This is the you and the foot, yes.
That is also off topic. Yeah, he said needle. That's a good one. Did you teach them how to do it to themselves on a chair?
We did not go there yet.
Oh, I know how to do it on the ground. That's a good thing that they can tell if they're doing it right. You know, it's kind of hard on a low chair, but
I'll start. We normally use the tables.
Yeah.
if you would take it, it would probably work.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, kids.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
See ya.
Have a good day.
All right, back to our chair.
So moral of the story, I need to stop eating Nerf darts.
I need to stop eating Nerf darts. Correct.
Swallow these